to see that nice sitting. What month is it right now, guys? Who can tell me, raising your hand, what month is it? Tucky.
No, the month is November.
Very nice. Everybody?
The month is November.
In November, what holiday do we celebrate? What holiday are we celebrating in November? In November. Kai? Turkey's not a holiday. It's a turkey holiday, but the name of the holiday is not turkey. Who has a guess? Who has a guess? You say it. Thanksgiving. Everybody?
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is a holiday. Now, the story of Thanksgiving, we have two different groups of people. Our first group of people are these guys. But it's not the Mighty and Leos, right? Do you remember what these people were called? They're called the pyramids. That's close. Does anybody remember? What do we call these people? They're the construction workers. No, I don't think these guys are construction workers. Okay, hop. What are these people called? So, all right, everybody take a deep breath in and out. No, these are not pyramids or construction workers or tissues. These are pilgrims. Can you try one more time? Pilgrims. Good. Does anybody remember what country pilgrims lived in? What country did they start in? Where did they come from? Pilgrims came from. We're gonna let the DD2s handle this. Let's see what the D2s remember. You died.
India.
Not India. So, do you remember?
South India.
South India. Nope, they didn't come from South India either. Do you remember what country the pilgrims came from?
Russia.
Russia? No, they didn't come from
Yeah.
Russia. You say? Indonesia? No, the pilgrims didn't come from Indonesia. They came from a country where people speak English.
Oh,
They come from a country where people speak English.
I know.
Daikachi?
But
What's your guess? Where did they come from?
America.
They didn't come from America. So,
Russia.
again, not Russia. You say? Canada? No.
Maybe China.
They did not come from China.
Maybe I know. Maybe only one.
Takto, what do you think?
South America.
Good guess, but not South America.
In America.
No, it's a good guess, guys.
No. Philippines.
Alright, you guys have a lot of good ideas. And, wait, okay, hands down. Hands down. I'm going to say this. You guys remember a lot of countries, which is really great. I'm very impressed. But the country the pilgrims came from was England. They came from England. Does anybody think they can find England on the map? Does anybody know where England is? DD2s, I'm looking at you. You say, do you know where England is? Huh?
United Kingdom.
What's this?
This?
Mm-hmm. United.
Kingdom. I want to see the word. How to spell.
Right there. You say, can you touch it? Right here. Very good. So United Kingdom is an island in Europe. And do you think there were lots of people there or not many people there?
Not.
Actually, there were lots and lots of people there. And lots of people with different ideas about things. Now, who are the other people that we talk about when we talk about the story of Thanksgiving?
Wait, I
Do you remember?
Little bit.
Do you remember these people?
I
Giant Mona and small Asahi. Do you remember these people? Do you know what? She's a lot bigger than Asahi is. Do you? Sit nicely. Do you remember what these people are called?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll give you a hint.
Nata.
No, native. These are Native Americans. Ready?
Native Americans.
These are Native Americans. What country do Native Americans come from? Where do the Native Americans come from? This is a pretty... Where do the Native Americans come from? You said?
North America.
What country in North America are we talking about specifically today? Very good. America, the USA. Who can find the USA? This one's a little easier than the last one. So, where's the USA? Very good! Right away! This is the USA. Can you touch? USA. Green one here. USA. Can you touch?
Big. It's big.
It is big. Touch. USA. You tell me? USA. Touch. Green one. The USA. Yep. The whole place is the USA. Touch.
This?
That whole place is the USA. Now, which one's bigger? England or the USA?
USA.
And this story, so here, we'll put the Native Americans in the USA. All this is the USA too. In this story, is this an old story or a new story? Is this from a long time ago or from like a couple days ago? Old story. So that means a long time ago or just like last week?
All the time ago.
Means it was a long time ago. And a long time ago, did lots of people live in America? Were there big cities or lots of forests? That's right, there were lots of forests. There weren't really big cities. In England, were there big cities? Yes. So, who lived in England again? Who can tell me? Who lived in England? Who lived in England? Who lived in England? Let's try that question one more time. Who lived in England, Yudai? Very good. Who lived in America? Who lived in America? You say, who lived in America? Daikichi, who lived in America? Native.
Native American.
Very good, Daikichi. Who lived in England? So? Nope, we'll keep coming back. You say? Pilgrims. Who lived in America? Who lived in America? Daikichi. Native.
Native America.
Who lived in England? So? Very good. Who lived in America? Okay. Okay. Native Americans. Who lived in England? Who lived in England, Takto?
Pilgrim.
And who lived in America? Oh, now the Pilgrims, they were in a new place, right? Do you think, could they just go and find a house to live in?
No.
What did they have to do? DD2s, what do you think? When the if they wanted somewhere to live in America, could they just find a house and move in?
No.
What did they have to do, Yudai?
Make a house.
They had to make a house. And do you think they could just go to a grocery store and buy some food a long, long time ago? What did they have to do? If they couldn't go to a grocery store, how did they get their food? So?
Farm.
They had to make a farm. And how would they get their meat? Do you think, how did they feel? Were they full or hungry when fall, when November came? Were they full or hungry? Who has a guess? Who has a guess? Kai, what's your guess?
Hungry.
You think they were hungry? I think that's a pretty good guess. I think they were pretty hungry. Do you think they were happy or a little scared? Maybe a little scared because if they don't find food, and carrots, sure. So we just listed a lot. I want everybody to tell me one food that the Pilgrims learned about from the Native Americans. So I'm going to go down starting with the DD1s. What's one of the foods that we just talked about? Kaise, what's one of the foods that the Pilgrims learned about? Tell me one food. We just talked about them. What were some of the foods we just talked about? I'll come back to you, Kaise. What's some of the foods we just talked about? We just talked about these foods. What are some of the foods we just talked about? All the Thanksgiving foods we just talked about. We're repeating the same foods again. What are some of the foods we just talked about? Takeru? Potatoes. What else? Kaise? Pumpkins. What else, Takto? Turkeys, okay. Turkey. What else? We haven't been talking about eggs. Green beans. So, corn. Cranberries. Corn, sure. Apples, good. Okay, can you sit nicely again? You, and so especially. Can you scoot back a little bit? So the Native Americans came and taught the Pilgrims how to grow these foods. So were the Native Americans being nice or were they being unkind? Who thinks they can tell me? Were they being nice or were they being unkind? So, they were being nice. And what were they doing? They were helping. What you call when you have something and you give some of it to one of your friends? What do we call that? When we keep some but we also give some to one of our friends. It's an important word. Takeji.
Being kind.
Being kind. What do we call that? When, like if we have toys, if I have blocks and I say, here, you can have some and I'll have some too. That is what? Raising your hand, raising your hand, raising your hand. Sharing. So the Native Americans were sharing. They were sharing their food. So what did the Pilgrims say to the Native Americans? They said,
thank you.
They said, thank you. Thank you for what? Who has a guess? What can we say? Thank you for... We'll let the DD2s lead this one. You die.
Food.
Thank you for...
Food.
Thank you for...
Thank you for food.
Thank you for the food. Exactly. What else? Thank you for... So?
Thank you for sharing the toy.
Thank you for sharing. Maybe they shared toys too. Why not? How about thank you for being... What can we say? Thank you for... You say? Thank you for
being kind.
Thank you for being kind. Yes, very good. And then the Pilgrims and the Native Americans, Mighty and Leo and Mona and Asahi, they all had a, what do you think, what kind of dinner together? They have a big dinner or a tiny dinner?
Big dinner.
Big dinner. And how do you think the Pilgrims felt? Do you think they felt good or felt bad?
Good.
They felt good because they were getting help. And how did the Native Americans feel, do you think? Did they feel good or bad?
Good.
They felt good too because when you get to share and help people, does that make you feel good or make you feel bad?
Good.
Makes you feel good, right? When you share with people, that makes you feel good. Now, are the Pilgrims and the Native Americans the same
No.
or different?
Different.
Do you think that it's okay to be friends and share with different kinds of people?
Yes.
Wait, no, don't share with different kinds of people? Or it's okay?
Sure.
And sometimes when we spend time with different kinds of people, we can learn new things that can really help us, like the Pilgrims. What did the Pilgrims learn that really helped them? So, they learned how to... Maybe they learned how to speak a little bit, but what's important with Thanksgiving? They learned how to, you die?
They learned how to hunt.
How to hunt and how to?
Eat.
Well, maybe they knew how to eat. You put food in your mouth and then you chew and swallow. They learned how to, actually, you know the word? They learned how to?
Feed.
Not feed. What you call when you put seeds in the ground and you grow things? They learned how to? You want to try, Kai? Not full. What's a word? That means growing plants that you can then collect to eat. Takcho? I'll give you a hint.
Fall.
What do we call it when we plant seeds and grow food that we can collect to eat? So? Not hunting. Takji? Farming, yes. So if the Pilgrims only talked to other Pilgrims, would they learn how to farm pumpkins or hunt turkeys? No, they need to talk to different kinds of people and be friends with different kinds of people. And you can learn different kinds of things, right?
Yes.
So is that something we should do?
Yes.
Only spend time with people just like us, or spend time with different kinds of people? What do you think? The second one, was that spend time with people who are the same or people who are different from us?
Different from us.
I think that's a wonderful idea. Now, let's read a book really quick, okay? And then we'll play again.
What kind of?
I don't know. We'll have to read our book and see. This is a Christmas book.
Eating.
What kind of things are they eating? Who can tell me one thing they see? What's something you see that they're eating? Takto?
Dinner.
What kind of dinner? What kind of things are they eating for dinner? Yudai?
Chicken.
Ooh, not chicken. It's bigger than a chicken. It's bigger than a chicken. Kai?
Turkey.
Turkey. Everybody. Turkey.
Turkey.
Nice job, Kai. What else are they eating? What do you see? Takeru.
Pumpkin.
They are eating pumpkin. Ready?
They are eating pumpkin.
Do you see anything else?
Oh yeah.
Especially DD1s. Do you see anything else? Kai, what else are they eating?
Cranberry.
They're eating cranberries. See? See that little bowl of cranberries right there? So they are eating, ready?
They are eating cranberries.
They're eating cranberries. Anything else?
No.
Who can tell me, what did they have to do? They had to, Kai?
They had to
Mm,
make.
They had to make their home. And what do you see growing in their garden?
Orange.
That's not an orange, that's a
Pumpkin.
pumpkin. And what's growing on this tree?
Cranberry.
Not cranberries, that are
Apple.
apples. And what animal are they raising? They're raising what animal?
Turkey.
Turkeys. Very good.
I thought that is a beetle.
The Pilgrims celebrate the first Thanksgiving Day. Cha-chang! Happy Thanksgiving! Do they have lots of food or just a little food? They have lots of food. They have lots and lots of food. So, that is an old story from a long, long time ago. But it teaches us what? That when people help us, we should be thankful. We should be thankful when people help us. And when you're thankful, what do you say to people? When you're thankful, you say,
Thank you.
we say thank you. Now, do you guys want to play a game?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to go into two groups. I want Daikichi over here, Yudai over here, So over here, Kai over here. Takto over here, Kai say, and what is another kind of pie you can eat for Thanksgiving, Daikichi?
Apple pie.
You get some mashed potatoes. Where did the pilgrims come from, Yudai? Where did the pilgrims come from? United Kingdom. Takto, where are the Native Americans from?
America.
Very good. You get a tomato. Who came from England? Who came from England? What kind of people in our story came from England? No, we're gonna let Kai try and answer. What kind of people came from England? So, what people came from England? United Kingdom is the same as England. That's the name of the country. What people came from England, Takeru? What people came from England? Takeru's chance. Very good, Takeru. The Pilgrims came from England. What people lived in America, Daikichi? What people were living in America? What people were living in America, Daikichi? What people were living in America? Okay, now go back to your spots. Now, that's the story of Thanksgiving, right? That's the story of the first Thanksgiving. What day is Thanksgiving? Do you guys know? What day is Thanksgiving? So,
December.
no, we know the month is November. What day in November is Thanksgiving? Who has a guess? Takeru.
Thursday.
Takeru, you're doing a great job today. I'm very impressed.
I saw two.
But he's a DD1, a new DD1, and that's very good. Nice job. Thanksgiving is on Thursday. That is when we have Thanksgiving in America. Now, is Thursday also a holiday in Japan?
No. Yes.
Yes. Do you know what holiday it is in Japan?
Yes.
What is it called in Japan?
Earth.
Not Earth Day.
Thursday.
I'm going to give you guys a big hint. It's the same name. What is it in Japan?
Thanksgiving.
Yes! But Does Thanksgiving have the same story in Japan as it does in America? Pilgrims and Native Americans? Same story or probably not?
Same story.
No, actually Japan, it's a time to say thank you, but for a different reason. A long time ago, farmers would work all year growing their plants, right? And in November, that's when all the plants would be at their biggest and their yummiest. And that's when the farmers would cut them all down and take them in to either share or eat. So it's when everyone would say thank you to all the farmers, and the farmers would say thank you to their farm for growing so much nice food. So in Japan, people say thank you, but the story is a little different, right?
Yes.
Do people everywhere around the world say thank you? Do you think they have different words?
Yes.
But do you think people all around the world feel the same way, where they want to say thank you to people? Maybe they use their own words, but do they say thank you in their own language? Do you think yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you is something that everyone around the world feels, and it's something you can say to anyone around the world. Now, for you guys, who are some people who you think you should say thank you to tomorrow? Who are some people you should say thank you to tomorrow? And I want you to make a full sentence. I will say thank you to...
I will say thank you
To...
to my daddy.
Yes! That's a very good one. Who will you say thank you to, Yudai? I will say
I will say
thank you to...
thank you to family.
Your whole family! That's wonderful!
I have a good one.
Including our little pilgrim Leo. How about Tato?
Tomorrow I gonna go to restaurant, so I gonna say thank you to restaurant maker.
Ah! Maybe thank you to the waiter and thank you to the cook at the restaurant? I think that's a great idea. Yes. Who else should we say thank you to tomorrow? Kai say, I will say thank you
I
to.
will say thank you to my everyone.
Everyone! Great! How about you, Daichi? I will say thank you to.
I will say thank you to everyone.
Wonderful. So, let's listen to So, please. Sit on your bottom, son. Your full family. That's wonderful. I didn't hear from Kai or Yudai yet. Huh?
And my toy.
And your toys. Say thank you, toys. And then all your toys say, you're welcome, So, right?
Thank you for playing.
Kai, who will you say thank you to? I will say thank you to. To the butcher shop. Okay, where you get your food for home. Wonderful. Yudai, who will you say thank you to?
I will thank you to my whole family.
Wonderful. And you know who I want to say thank you to today, because we won't be here tomorrow, is I want to say thank you to you guys, because you, my DD dears, have been doing an excellent job, and you've been trying very, very hard, right? Have you been trying hard?
Yes.
Have you been working hard?
Yes.
Do you think tomorrow are you going to have a nice day of rest?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for being such a wonderful class and always doing your best work. Does anybody have anything they want to say to me?
Yes.
Daichi?
I want to say thank you to Santa Claus.
Ah, Santa Claus! Oh, you died!
I want to say thank you to teacher.
Yeah, you can do it right now. Why don't you just say thank you right now?
Thank
Hey, you're welcome. And thank you guys too. How about over there?
you.
You're welcome.
Hey, what
Thank
about
you.
everybody else? We have to say thank you, everybody else.